Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, in relation to the motion and the inquiry of the Honorable Chanco, we just wanted to clarify that the item being referred to earlier, Madam Speaker, is not a referral to the plenary. It is only a notification of the House, Madam Speaker, pursuant to Rule 24, Section 153 of the Rules of the House.
Honorable Toby Chanco.
Yes, Madam Speaker, the explanation is well noted and accepted. Thank you.
Thank you. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Bill number 4706 as contained in the committee report number 141 submitted by the Committee on People's Participation, and for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill.
There's a motion. Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The Secretary General is directed to read the title of the bill.
House Bill number 4706, an act amending Republic Act number 9418, otherwise known as the Volunteer Act of 2007, to declare the month of December as National Volunteer Month and December 5 as National Volunteer Day, and for other purposes.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to open the period of sponsorship and debate, and that the chairperson of the Committee of People's Participation, the Honorable Maria Angela S. Garcia, be recognized to begin the sponsorship of the measure.
There's a motion. Is there any objection? The Chair hears none. The motion is approved, and the Honorable Maria Angela Garcia of the 3rd District of Bataan is recognized for her sponsorship speech.
Madam Speaker, honorable leaders of this chamber, and distinguished colleagues, good afternoon. On behalf of the Committee on People's Participation, I rise to sponsor Committee Report number 141 and respectfully seek the approval of House Bill number 4706, entitled An Act Declaring the Month of December of every year as National Volunteer Month in the entire country, and institutionalizing the celebration of December 5 as National Volunteer Day, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 9418, otherwise known as the Volunteer Act of 2007. This measure seeks to institutionalize two important national observances: the declaration of December as National Volunteer Month and the observance of December 5 as National Volunteer Day, aligned with the globally recognized International Volunteer Day. This proposal is especially timely as the United Nations has declared 2026 as the International Volunteer Year, or IV 2026, recognizing volunteerism as a vital force in building stronger and a more sustainable communities. Volunteerism has long been deeply rooted in the Filipino identity. The spirit of bayanihan reflects our enduring culture of solidarity, compassion, and collective action. Across our communities, volunteerism continues to thrive, not only during times of calamity and crisis, but also in everyday acts of service that uplift our people and strengthen our nation. Despite reports of declining global generosity in recent years, the Philippines continues to rank among the countries with high levels of volunteer participation. This reflects the generosity of the Filipino people and our shared commitment to helping one another and in serving the common good. Our government likewise recognizes the important role of volunteers in nation building. Through partnerships among government agencies, civil society organizations, schools, faith-based groups, and the private sector, volunteerism continues to contribute significantly to education, healthcare, environmental protection, disaster response, and community development. by institutionalizing National Volunteer Month and National Volunteer Day. This measure seeks to further strengthen the culture of volunteerism in our country, encourage greater participation, especially among the youth, and formally recognize the invaluable contributions of Filipino volunteers. This proposal also builds upon earlier national initiatives recognizing volunteerism. Proclamation number 194, signed by President Corazon Aquino in 1987, declared every 5th day of December as International Volunteer Day for Economic and Social Development in the Philippines. Meanwhile, Proclamation number 55, signed by President Joseph Ejercito Estrada in 1998, declared the month of December as National Volunteer Month. House Bill number 4706 now seeks to institutionalize these observances through legislation, ensuring their continuity and lasting significance for future generations. Through this measure, we honor the countless Filipinos who freely give their time, skills, and compassion in service to others. Madam Speaker, I respectfully seek the support of this august chamber for the approval of House Bill number 4706. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate the sponsor, I move to close the period of sponsorship and debate.
An objection? Hearing none, the period of sponsorship, debate, and interpellation is hereby terminated. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to open the period of amendments.
An objection? Hearing none, the period of amendments is hereby opened. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, there being no individual amendments, I move to close the period of amendments.
An objection? Hearing none, the period of amendments is hereby closed. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to vote on second reading House Bill number 4706.
There is a motion to approve House Bill 4706 as contained in Committee Report 141. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those who are not in favor say nay. The ayes have it. House Bill 4706 is hereby approved on second reading. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to recognize the guests of Representative Jervil Luistro of the 2nd District of Batangas. They are from the Batangas 2 Electric Cooperative Incorporated, Danilo M. Gulfo, Siriaco B. Kalinisan, Editha Zara, Fernando C. Ambal, Dolores A. Bolano, Norberto M. Malibiran, Alma M. Mendoza, Mary Jean M. Ramos, Wilfredo F. Rosario, Agnes B. Valencia, Isagani M. Villanueva, Luella Laika N. Del Mundo, and Engineer Octavius M. Mendoza.
To the guests from Batangas 2 Electric Cooperative Incorporated, Batelec 2, headed by Mr. Danilo Gulfo, the guests, kayo ang nagbibigay liwanag sa buong Batangas. The guests of the legal luminary and our pride, the chairwoman of the Committee on Justice, the Honorable Attorney Jervil Jinky Beatrix Luistro, ikinagagalak namin ang inyong pagpasyal. Welcome to the House of the People. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, may we also recognize the guests of the Honorable Amado Carlos Bolilla IV of the 4th District of Batangas. They are from the Batangas Electric Cooperative, namely Mr. Danilo Gulfo, Mr. Alberto Luna, Mr. Marlino Braga, Mr. Siriaco Kalinisan, Ms. Editha Zara, Mr. Fernando Ambal, Mr. Henry Areta, Ms. Dolores Bolano, Ms. Claire Landicho, Mr. Norberto Malibiran, Ms. Alma Mendoza, Mr. Cesar Osenia, Ms. Mary Jean Ramos, Mr. Wilfredo Rosario, Ms. Agnes Valencia, Mr. Isagani Villanueva, Engineer Octavius Mendoza, and Ms. Luella Laika Del Mundo. Madam Speaker.
The guests of the Honorable Amado Carlos Bulilia IV, please rise to be acknowledged. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagpasyal. Welcome to the House of Representatives. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, under the calendar of business for the day, I move to consider House Bill number 8420 as contained in Committee Report number 148. And for this purpose, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the bill.
The Secretary General is hereby directed to read the title of House Bill 8420.
House Bill 8420, an act defining technology-facilitated violence against women and their children, providing protective measures and prescribing penalties for violations thereof, amending for the purpose Republic Act No. 9262, otherwise known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to open the period of sponsorship and debate, and that the chairperson of the Committee on Women and Gender Equality
Any objection?
be recognized to begin the sponsorship of the measure.
Hearing none, the period of sponsorship, debate, and interpellation insofar as House Bill 8420 is hereby opened. And for this purpose, we recognize the hardworking chairman of the Committee on Gender Equality, who never rests and who never sleeps, the Honorable Ann Matibag of the 1st District of Laguna. Please proceed.
Madam Speaker, distinguished colleagues, good afternoon. As chairperson of the Committee on Women and Gender Equality, I rise today with a deep sense of duty and urgency to sponsor and seek for the approval of Committee Report number 148 on House Bill number 8420 entitled An Act Defining Technology-Facilitated Violence Against Women and Their Children, Providing Protective Measures and Prescribing Penalties for Violations thereof, amending for the purpose Republic Act number 9262, otherwise known as the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004. Madam Speaker, our society today exists in two worlds, the physical and the digital. Technology has transformed the way we live, learn, work, communicate, and build relationships. It has connected people across distances and created new opportunities for education, business, governance, and social participation. But alongside these advancements comes a harsh reality. Technology has become a weapon used to threaten, to humiliate, to control, to exploit, to destroy dignity. Today, abuse no longer ends when the door closes. It follows women and children into their phones, their social media accounts, their private messages, their workplaces, and even their homes. This is the reality that House Bill number 8420 seeks to address. Republic Act number 9262 has long stood as a landmark law in protecting women and children from violence. But 20 years after its passage, we are confronted with new forms of abuse that were once unimaginable. The law must evolve because violence has evolved. This measure recognizes and defines technology-facilitated violence against women and their children, or TFVAUC, acts committed to digital platforms, information and communication technology, data misuse, online harassment, or other technological means that cause emotional, psychological, sexual, economic, or physical harm. Madam Speaker, this bill is not merely about technology. It is about human dignity. It is about safety. It is about ensuring that women and children are protected in every space, including the digital space. And this call resonates even more strongly today, following the participation of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. at the 70th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women in New York. In his national statement before the United Nations, our dear President Marcos reminded the world, women must be present wherever decisions are made, in government, in business, in science, in diplomacy, and in peace building. He further emphasized, if women are educated, safe, able to work, able to lead, able to decide the course of their own lives, then a society is moving forward. And most importantly, he said, when women lead, nations move forward. Madam Speaker, these are not just words of aspiration, they are call to action. Because women cannot lead if they are silenced. They cannot thrive if they are constantly threatened. They cannot participate equally in society if fear and abuse follow them, even in the digital world. This is why this measure is necessary. Among the salient features of this proposed law are the following: defining new and emergent online offenses. This bill finally recognizes modern forms of digital abuse, including the unauthorized recording, creation, alteration, or sharing of intimate images or videos, including AI-generated deepfakes. The creation of fake social media accounts to harass, shame, or impersonate victims. Cyber-stalking through hacked accounts, location tracking, or unauthorized access to personal data. Online threats, sexual exploitation, digital blackmail, and other forms of technology-enabled abuse. Madam Speaker, the pain caused by these acts does not disappear with a click. The damage can spread rapidly, remain online, and leave life trauma. This bill imposes penalties of reclusion temporal and fines ranging from 300 to 500 pesos, recognizing the severe and long-lasting impact of digital violence. This sends a clear message. The digital space is not a safe haven for abusers. This bill empowers courts to direct digital platforms, internet service providers, and other entities to remove, block, or take down harmful content. For victims of online abuse, time is critical. Every hour of exposure can mean further humiliation, further harassment, and further trauma. This law provides a quicker and more responsive mechanism for protection. The measure also includes the paid leave benefit for employed victims from 10 days to 20 days. This gives survivors the necessary time to seek medical attention, psychological support, legal assistance, and personal recovery without fearing the loss of their livelihood. The bill mandates the Department of Justice to implement measures to protect the identity, location, and personal information of victims. In an age where information can be easily tracked, leaked, or exploited, protecting a victim's privacy is also protecting their safety.